Okay. Eek.
What are
Okay,
we
we're both
doing today?
very excited. Oh my God. Okay. So basically, obsessed. I have no notes.
That's
Liz
it. Video
Tomforde.
done. No
Yep,
notes.
literally bye. 10 out of 10 recommend. 5 stars for both
Yeah.
of us. No notes. Liz Tomforde, thank you. Like, we're done. No.
Honestly, we could.
Okay, but actually, so we're talking about Emmett. Trade him Montgomery. Mm. Okay. Emmett is the coach of the Windy City Warriors, which we meet two players from the Windy City Warriors in the Windy City series. And they are Isaiah Rhodes and Kai Rhodes. But this is about Emmett. So the coach, and then Reese is the new owner of the Windy City Warriors. So basically, it's like coach, and then obviously, or sorry, boss and employee. I would say it's not like enemies to lovers, but like he doesn't.
Dislikes to lovers is what it's like.
Yeah, definitely more dislike because he was more so concerned that like he was gonna lose his job.
Mhm.
And
Well,
she was
and they
making
were
like a lot of
also
changes
they
that
were
he didn't
also
think
concerned that she wasn't gonna love the team, and it was
yeah.
looking at it from just like a business versus like somebody who cared, like her grandpa did.
Yes, like she was definitely looking at it as like baseball as a business. Even though she grew up around the team, like
Yeah.
she wasn't just handed this job. Like she grew up around the team. It
Mhm.
was her grandfather that owned it. He gave it to her, but it was like earned. Like she went to
Mhm.
college, she knows the business. She
Yeah.
also grew up around it and she grew up knowing that baseball was a family. But now that she's in charge, she switched over to like baseball as a business.
But for a reason, because when
Yeah,
she got in there, she found out that her grandpa kind of let things go to the wayside for the past couple months. He
right.
just like did whatever to please everybody and kind of got them in the red, like
Yes.
in a hole.
And
So
she
she had
also had a
to.
bad vibe about Monty
Mhm.
because she was thinking that the grandfather was making all of these like conforming and spending a lot of money on things that Monty asked for, but it she finds out later that that's not
Yeah,
true. Like Monty was actually using
giving
his
up.
paycheck to
Mhm.
get those things and they just pretended that the grandfather was doing it. So she also kind of had a bad vibe about him because she thought he was taking advantage of the grandpa, but he wasn't.
Because he's such a like sought after coach that she
Yeah.
thought he and like part of the family, everybody loved him. So she thought that he was like paying and doing everything to keep him.
To keep him, and he
Yeah.
totally wasn't. So,
Well, yeah, because we find out
mm,
he's like giving up his salary to like keep other people and
right. And he's
everything.
also like not getting paid a lot for what he does, even though he's the best coach.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of just like unknown. Like they had to obviously learn things about each other. So,
Well, and it's the first woman in power, like first
yeah.
MLB team woman owner ever. So
So,
like that
and I
whole
guess let's like
dynamic.
talk about that because I guess what I hate is when it's like a woman in power and like she's a curvy woman, but I don't like when that's like the entirety of the story. Like the whole story focuses on the fact that like she's not being respected because she's a woman in power and she's not getting like things done because like they don't think that she
Yeah.
belongs there. There were themes of that, but they were underlying. And I like that the whole book did not turn into
What I
focusing on
agree.
that.
What I liked about it, I think, because we get Mile High, obviously, first book in the
Yes.
series, which was extremely body positivity focused. It was talking a
Yes.
lot about her size, her being self-conscious, him having to make her feel good about herself, and like loved the book, but that was definitely overpowering. So I feel like she
It was
definitely
too much.
learned from that. Like now we get another curvy woman who's like confident from the start. And like it
Mhm.
was touched on, like we get I lift heavy
Yeah.
for a reason. Like we get our little bits thrown in
Oh,
there. But it's not like we know she's curvy, but like good for
and
her. Move
she
on.
never like talks down on herself, which I
No.
also like. Like she's
Yeah.
confident. She ain't afraid to grab dessert. She's
Yeah.
also will wear like in the gym, like she was wearing leggings and like a sports bra only. So like she's not hiding her
Yeah.
body and she's not insecure about it. So I
And the way
really
he
like that.
talks about her is not like anything about her being big, but he kept on saying like she's like spilling out of her sports bra with like that
Yeah.
sounds hot, not like
Yes.
big.
Like
So
not,
it was
yeah.
done very well. Because I feel like
And
sometimes
there
it
were
can
no
be.
comments from anybody else about her body, which I also
No.
liked. Like
Yeah.
nobody thought twice that she was a curvy woman. Like,
Yeah.
and I loved that.
So on top of like those being the two main like tr not tropes, like whatever, her
Yeah.
being empowered,
Themes, I would
having to like
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then her being in power, we only got one real scene when she was at that event and everybody was like ignoring her and Monty
Hmm.
was like watching her. That was like the only scene where she like kind of like quote unquote not looked weak, but like was kind of like like
Where
really
woman in power, I think, was
showing.
like heavier
Yeah,
in that
but
moment.
that was like hardcore showing. Nobody was respecting her. Nobody wanted to talk to her. Like that was the only time like she started to look uncomfortable and look
Yeah.
kind of like maybe I don't fit in. And like even she left because that's where she ran into her ex-husband who was
Yes.
tried to take the team from her and
Yes.
told her nobody's going to respect you or listen to you.
Yeah.
And like that was being proven in front of him. So like that was the
I think it
only
was
time we got
necessary.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like she was solid and she was strong.
Yeah.
So like I think it was good to get like that one scene, but I'm glad
Hmm.
that that wasn't like repeated again, you know?
Repeated. It was
Yeah.
literally like one time that and I guess too with her advisory board, like 4 out of 5 of those people would always like talk over her or not take her ideas seriously or like think that she's stupid. You got that, but the
Mhm.
advisory board wasn't like every single scene of
Huge.
the,
Yeah. But
yeah.
and
So
the way that was handled was chef's kiss.
Scott can go fuck
So
himself
yeah, so it
because
all worked
honestly,
out.
that like, and that's where too, like, I think the woman in power wrapped up so well, where she was like, "You're right, I am fucking in charge, so you're fired.
Yeah.
I needed help with
Loved
my
it.
budget. This totally cleared that up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
queen,
I loved
fucking
it.
queen."
So back to kind of the beginning, we get their she's like in charge, so she starts to make changes, and
Hmm.
people aren't loving the changes she wants to make. Her first major decision as the owner is to trade one of their like quote unquote best players.
Yeah, it's a
Because
fucking
first off,
compliment.
he's a dick. So like she's like
Yeah.
it's kind of ruining the dynamic of the team. Like
But
nobody likes
what
him.
I loved about that is she picked up on the fact that it
Mhm.
was ruining the dynamic and Monty didn't.
Yeah.
So she was saying that she wanted to trade this player and Monty straight up disagreed with her.
Yeah.
And then he asked Kai, the pitching coach, he was like, "What do you think of," I think
Mhm.
his name was Harrison. And Kai was like, "I think he's kind of ruining the vibe." And Monty was like,
Yeah, he
"What?"
took a step back. He's like, wait a minute, what? Like, I had no
Yeah.
idea. And then he felt like crap because he's like, oh, I had like no idea this was happening.
Yeah. So then
Well, and that
he
was their
like,
first little like tiff because Reese and
yes.
Emmett were becoming like quote unquote friends. Like they were
Friends. Yeah,
having,
like she invited him to that meeting
yeah,
about trading because
because
she
she
thought he would
thought
be
he
on
would
her
stand up to
side.
her. Yeah.
And
And
then
so,
he
and
wasn't.
then they did the vote and he raised his hand and she was like
Yeah.
pissed because she's like, oh, I thought
Yes.
you'd be like on my side. And
So
so then he
then
does his whole thing and asks, and then they go from there.
asks and then finds out. And then
Yeah.
there's the gym scene where
Mhm.
Harrison comes into the gym and Monty's like in the bathroom.
I loved
So
this.
Harrison doesn't know. And Harrison's like talking
Wait,
to
this
Reese.
was after because he was in the gym with her first, and they got into a little argument.
Yeah.
Reese and
And so
Emmett
then he went to the bathroom
and was like
to like
hiding.
leave. And that's when Harrison came in and he was talking down to Reese like he always does, like calling her sweetheart, basically telling her that she's stupid,
Well, he
and
said
talking down to
something
her.
like sexual too. He said something about like finding, like doing what did
Yes,
he
like
say?
something. There definitely was like a sexual comment
It was
made. And
something
then
about
even
like
his
we
friend,
could,
he had a friend in there.
yeah,
And the friend was like something about her being super hot. And Harrison was like, "Yeah, but like, of course, I get traded to the team that has the
yeah,
one woman that has to be in charge."
yeah,
And Monty heard all of this.
yeah.
And then Harrison and the friend leave. So Monty comes out of the bathroom and looks at Reese and is like, "Does he always talk to you like that?" And she was like, "Yeah." And that's when we get trade him.
It literally just trade him and walk off. I was like,
Literally
oh.
said
And
trade
this
him
was
and then
after
left.
like, because we had a few back and forths of like why he thought he shouldn't be. Oh, my light died. Now I'm gonna be ugly. Um, oh, it distracted me. We get a few back and forths of him not wanting to trade him. And so like when he
Yeah.
said that, it was a huge like, ooh, like
Oof.
a big
And he
moment
was
for him
like
to say
obviously
that.
standing up for her too in
Yeah,
that moment of like, "I don't give a shit what you do, but like get rid of him because he's
yeah.
talking to you that way." So that was like
Love that.
huge too.
That was our first like Emmett's gonna be it for me.
Yeah.
First off,
Ah,
I love an older man. I
I
love
love.
I love the maturity. I love the communication.
And that's just it, like the maturity and the way that he talks to her and
Mhm.
respects her, except for that
And
one
then
time.
doesn't respect her. Okay, so we get the trade, and then what's like the next biggest thing that happens? They kind of start, they're like kind of quote unquote on and off for like a
Yeah,
majority of
because
the
she like
book.
stays in his room a couple times, but
Mhm.
like it's never anything like sexual.
Well, oh,
I don't know what the next.
they start traveling and we get the slippers where he like finds her in the lobby because her room is so
Yes,
cold.
her room's so cold, and he's like, nice slippers. That was why was that so funny?
And
I
he's
don't know.
instantly like, oh no, she can stay in my room.
So then we actually get where she kind of pulls back from him a little bit because there's that rumor that started online that like
Yeah,
she
so
left his hotel room,
that's
which
where
like
that
she
starts.
did, but it wasn't a sexual thing.
Yeah. So they're traveling for a game and then they are staying in a hotel. The hotel's AC is like all messed up. So his room's super hot, hers is super cold. They're both like in the lobby at like 2 a.m. because they're
Yeah.
uncomfortable. He runs into her trying to get her room changed at the front desk, like in her slippers and in her pajamas and just like looking because she's always like dressed to the
So
nines.
put together. Yeah.
And he's always talking about the click of her heels and all,
Yeah.
So when he sees her in slippers, it's like funny. So he
Yes.
brings her back to his room technically. Like they just sleep because
Yeah.
whatever. Somebody when they get back to Chicago, they find out that somebody took
There's a
pictures.
rumor. Yeah.
Um, and know that she went back to the room. So then she's like, okay, I need to keep my distance. And solely because first off, she's a woman in power, she's the boss, but like he's up for contract renewal
Contract
with his job, so they don't want anybody to think he's sleeping with her to
to
keep
get a
his
new
job.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
So,
like
and I feel
very
like that kind of was like the whole really like back and forth of like why it was also like a forbidden romance because
yeah.
it's like she's obviously his boss, so Boston employee, but also like he was up for contract. Like I feel like
Yeah.
those were the two biggest reasons.
Yeah, him being up for
Um,
contract and renewal and then her being like the first owner, she's like, I don't want it to like to tarnish the reputation of women in power, like
yeah,
me being the first one, and then people finding out I'm sleeping with my employee like a couple weeks
right.
later.
Yeah.
Gonna like
Yeah,
ruin it for
because it would
everybody.
literally destroy her reputation.
Yeah.
So I feel like though, so that like that goes on for a little bit, but
And
then we get
she
like
that goes to press or does it go to
no,
press?
no,
That
it
stays
was just like
secret?
a rumor on Reddit, and that
Okay.
was it.
Okay.
Like that
Because
never
what's the
actually,
first
like the
one?
story never picked up any traction.
Which is kind of surprising. What's
Yeah.
the first one that goes to press where she has to start? Oh, when she trades. When she trades him.
Yes.
So
And
she
they,
the
but there was
trade.
nothing about Emmett in that. It
No.
was just like people were basically saying that she was stupid because she traded like one of the best players.
Yeah, but that was her first moment in the press, like negatively as a
Yeah.
woman in
Woman
power.
in power. Yeah.
She does end up trading the guy that Emmett was
Yeah.
like trade him. And so we'll backtrack, they travel and he takes her to or she takes him to like a minor league baseball game and
Yeah,
starts
to
talking
scout
about
like,
everybody.
and it's their team. It's like
Yeah.
their minor league team, and she found this amazing player, and that's when she tells Emmett, "This is who I wanted to trade Harrison for."
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah, because Harrison wasn't traded at that point. She was just like, "This is him. Like he's good. Here are his
Yeah.
stats. Like this is who I want to trade for."
And this
And
is
then
also
after
where
all of that,
she starts telling him like everything about every player on the team, all their
yeah,
family,
so
everything.
that's all the families,
Yeah.
and that's
And
when he
he's
was
like,
like,
oh, she
"Oh
cares.
shit, she does actually care. Like she's
Yeah.
not just here for a business."
And she was like ripping stats off the top of her head,
Yeah.
like for every
So I think
player.
that's when he kind of started to like fall for her and realize that like she was more than just like business boss
Yeah.
lady.
And so then they come back. She does decide to make the trade for, which is like this kid who like wasn't up for trade yet, like he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
she
why
brings
they
him
were
up
kind of,
anyway.
yeah. So she brings him up. She trades the other guy. This goes to press. Obviously, she's getting ripped to shreds.
Yeah. And he has like a bad couple first games.
Yeah.
So not only is she getting torn apart because she sold the best player, but she also like has nothing to back it up on because
Yeah.
this new guy is not doing very well. And
Yeah.
then Monty gives all the guys the day off, but they stay at the field. Like a
Oh,
couple
I
of them
love
stay to like
that.
help him. And I
Mhm.
think that's the first time that she's like falls for him. Like, oh, like he's literally doing it. Like he straight up tells her that he was doing it for her.
Well, and then
Which
he
I
hits a
love.
home run off Kai, and he's like, "Oh, if I can do that, then." like
Yeah.
I can play. And then that's like in his head for the next game. And then he
Right.
finally has a good game.
Yeah, so he has a good game. Everybody now sees like she made the right choice. Oh my God, like this kid's gonna take them far,
But also
all
her
that.
like handling that showed us kind of the first like her being a strong, like really strong character. Cause like, yeah,
Yeah,
the
because she
press
wasn't letting them
situation,
like turn her down.
yeah, like it took a toll on her, but she was still solid in
Just
her
kept moving.
decision. And she kept saying, like, did I make the wrong choice? And then Emmett was like, do you think you did? And she's like, no. He's like, all right, then you
Yeah.
didn't. Like, don't let,
Yeah. So he was, I feel like, yes, that's also where he really started like showing up for her of like,
yeah,
you need to trust your instincts.
yeah. So that was, yeah, that was her
Heartbreaking.
first major decision, major in the press.
Yeah.
Like they knew that was gonna happen. He ends up doing well, whatever. Then what do we get? We get a little bit more
I feel
trouble.
like the biggest thing next is the retirement party for the grandpa.
Yeah.
Emmett Dance with Me Montgomery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's
Mhm.
then whenever they like get together. Like that's the first
Yeah.
like they are together at this point.
And they're only able to publicly dance because he's dancing with everybody.
Yeah, he
So
literally
he,
danced with the grandma and Kennedy and somebody else because he was like, I danced with them, so it would actually make no sense if I didn't dance with you.
yeah, he's
And
like, the people would actually think I was rude if I didn't dance with you.
yeah,
Someone would
so
come
he
dance with
literally
me.
danced with everybody else just so he could dance with her.
Yeah. So they have, yeah, that's their first like public, but like not public because nobody knows they're together besides
Nobody knows.
his
But
family because they've
that's the
been,
night that they end up going home together, and then that's when they're like together,
yeah,
like for the rest of the literally the rest of the book. Like
yeah.
that's what starts it.
Also, why did I love Miller throughout this whole entire book?
Oh,
Because her little side comments of
I love when
like,
she was like the first time that she like saw her and she was like, "Can I call her my new mommy?"
I
I
know,
was
I
like,
was like, oh my gosh.
"Yeah."
And then what she said that a couple times throughout the book.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I
I
also
loved
really
it.
liked then so after they then like start dating for a little while, like privately,
Yeah.
the team basically figures it out. Like
Mhm.
they all kind of like pick up on it and they're like rooting for them. So it's like
Yeah.
not in a bad way. Like the whole team's rooting for them. So they have that breakfast and he hasn't seen her for a couple days.
Mhm.
And Isaiah and Kai and they're like everybody's there. And she's like, she knocks on the door and is like, hey, like I brought you coffee. I miss you. And it was Isaiah yells like,
Mhm.
he missed you too,
Yeah.
or
Then
whatever.
he
And she
opens the
was
door
like,
and like everybody's behind it. And she's
everybody's
like,
there.
oh
And
my
so she's
God.
like freaking out. And he's like, so the team knows, but like it's
Yeah.
okay. And I think Miller made like a funny comment then too, because those were just so funny. Like I love their dad and
Yeah.
daughter
Well,
relationship.
he
It's so
kept
cute.
telling her like Miller's gonna say the most wild, inappropriate things, and you just have to be okay
You
with
just have to
it.
ignore them. Like literally just ignore them.
So
It was
yeah, because
so
that was, and
good.
then that was their first somewhat public, like everybody
Yeah.
actually seen them together. And then we get
That's also when
wedding
Miller asked him to bring her to the
to the
wedding.
wedding, and then the
Yeah.
wedding's where everything goes downhill.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
So
downhill, but not
Miller,
in a bad way, because that could have went really
yeah.
stupid, and it went
I
well.
think this is also why, like, I love Liz. She does it all so perfectly. Like, there was no reason. Here's my thing. They're grown-ass adults. There's no reason for a third act breakup. No
Yeah,
reason. And
and
I
it was
love
headed
that she
there.
did not do
Yeah,
that.
because it could have been. If I feel like honestly, if it
There
was
was
anybody else, it would
a
have.
lot there that they
Mhm.
could have. But I also feel like she chose not to because they are grown-ass adults and they can figure
Yeah,
out
like
their
he's in
shit.
his mid 40s.
Yeah.
They know how to handle shit. Like it's
They know how
not.
to
It
handle
should have been.
things.
So they
But it
go to
also, okay, yeah. So
yeah
before we get too crazy,
they go to the
they go to the
wedding.
wedding. Yep.
And that's like a fight to and get her to go because she's like super weary about being seen. But he's
And
like,
he
no,
was
it's like
like, it's
super
very
intimate. It's like
private.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he brings her to the wedding. They're all snugly up on each other. They're dancing. They're like having the time of their lives. And friggin' Scott is he hires somebody to go to the wedding and take pictures of them because he knew they
Yeah.
were together. And
Oh my
so,
gosh.
literally, what is it? The next day, because she
Yeah.
leaves, they like stay overnight at the wedding because they have like little tents.
Mhm. But she
Um,
leaves early to go to
yeah,
work.
she leaves early to go to work. When she shows up, Scott's sitting in her office, and
And
she's
he's
like,
got photo proof
yeah,
that she's doing the coach.
yeah. So he
Not like
kind of
actually of
blackmails
them
her.
having sex, but like, yeah, they're like dancing. He's touching low on her back. And then there's the one picture where like she's across the room and just how he's looking at her. He's
Yeah.
like, you can't tell me that nothing's going
Yeah.
on. So
Well,
he
and this is
basically is
after
like,
they've been sleeping together. They've been spending every single night together. They're
mhm,
basically living together, like
yeah,
behind the scenes, obviously, but they're
right.
they're in it now. Like they're pretty much
Yeah,
have almost told each other they love each other. Like they're
yeah,
there. And then
yeah.
this happens, and then he's like blackmailing her because he wants to be. the what is it, the like baseball
The president
operations.
of ops. Yeah.
Yeah, which she is. And he's
Yes.
basically like blackmailing her to take that position.
Yes, he's like, either give me this position or I'm going to the press with this.
Yeah.
And so, of course, like they're free. And he gave her like 24 hours. He was like, I'm calling a meeting tomorrow
Tomorrow.
morning. So then, like, she ends up telling Monty about it, and then
Which I'm
Monty's
glad
basically
she
like,
did because I was
same.
waiting
If
for her
and for
keeping
her
that
to
a
lie.
secret and then her
Yeah.
just giving up her position and then not even allowing him to like be a part of
I
it.
agree. It could have gone in so many different directions,
Yeah.
and I
But
just
as
loved the
soon
way
as
that
she
it
told
went.
him, I was like, oh,
Thank God.
we're grown-ups. Yes.
Yes. So she told Monty about it, and Monty was like, basically, he was like, this is fucking stupid. Like, we'll figure something out. But like, she was like, I just need my space. And she
Yeah.
like left it alone. He then decided that he was just going to quit. He was like, I don't need this job. Like, I will quit because, he hasn't told her
Yeah.
yet, but he's like, I'm in love with her. So I'm just going to quit because
Yeah.
she's worth it?
Which I feel
Okay.
like the
So,
only the only thing I guess he could have like ran that by her. Like they
yeah.
could have had a conversation, but
But
it
he
shouldn't have
already
been
had
too
told her
easy.
before that he would quit, like he would leave
Yeah.
the job for her, and she
Well, and
just didn't believe
he
him.
didn't have a lot of time and they weren't talking. That was the
Right.
first night they spent
So,
away from each
yeah.
other.
So the meeting then is going down, and he shows up and he's like, I quit. He was like, if you become the president of ops, I quit. Nobody wants to work for you. Nobody wants you making these decisions. And she literally goes, sit
Sit
down.
down. And he said, yes, ma'am.
Why did I lose my
Table.
mind? I was like, thank fucking God. I was like,
She literally
honestly,
was like, you're not quitting, sit down. And
sit
he's like,
down. And he
okay.
did. And he was like, okay. And he just like sat down. I was like, why was that perfect? That
I
was
know.
literally so
I love
perfect.
that he came in because he was so ready to like
Yeah.
fuck that place up.
Like,
And
I'm
then
leaving
just
this
like,
team. I quit.
okay.
Like, you're not quitting, sit down. And he was like, okay. And I think that also just shows that he was like, she's in charge. She's running the meeting. I respect her. I'm going to sit my ass
Well, and I
down.
think like she knows how to handle herself. He said that a million
Yeah.
times. So he's probably like, all right, like she's got something up her sleeve.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let this play out.
Yeah. And then
And
that's
she
whenever we
did.
find out that she's already been working for like a couple weeks
Mhm.
behind the scenes to figure out how they can basically take their relationship public and nothing happens. So she awards the vice president of ops goes to her grandpa's long-term friend that has respected her since she started, that's
Yeah.
also on the advisory board. She gives him that position and he oversees all of the staff. So she oversees the players, but he oversees the staff. So like she's no longer Monty's direct
Mhm.
superior. Love.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and Scott, you're fucking fired.
Loved it. Loved
My favorite too is whenever she was like, Scott, you're fired. And he literally like his little like comment was, God, she's hot. I was like,
Well, that's what
I
I think
literally
that I
died.
like how that whole scene was done because we got a little snippets of his brain the whole time. Because even
Yes. Because it
what
was
was
his
it?
point of view. Like that all happened from his POV.
But she was what was it? She said something else. It was like in the very beginning. You just said something and it like triggered my brain and then it went away. Because we got another one
Okay.
of his thoughts that
Scott,
I
you're
like
fired.
loved.
God, you're
No,
hot.
it was before that.
Was it whenever she was saying sit down?
I feel like I want to like literally find it
I
right
know. Well, I was gonna say I have, hold on, I can pull it up really quick on my computer because I have
now.
the God You're Hot saved.
What chapter? Well, because it wasn't in the epilogue. Was it in the last chapter?
No, no, I don't think it was the last chapter. I think it was before that. Um,
Oh. Uh,
oh, she is so hot. Okay, it's
oh, when he had the Reese's Pieces in his car. I forgot.
uh
Because her grandpa called her Reese's Pieces. And she said, since when do you like Reese's Pieces? And he's like,
and
since
he's like, they're
now.
becoming my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah, they're becoming
Oh,
my favorite candy.
what's the
Um, okay, so here they're at the wedding.
So I want you to. Okay, I'm almost there. I should have done it. I should have done it weeks ago. To get you to the press. Do, do, do.
Oh, Reese, we had no idea because they were like, they didn't realize, nobody else realized that she was firing him, or nobody else realized that Scott was like legit blackmailing them. I really
Yeah,
want to
because
play this
she told
game.
them
Leave a
all.
vote. Okay, I'm on page 376, and that's where he said, fuck me, she is so hot.
He says that a couple times. Except theirs is so fucking hot, I swear. When she put her hands down on the table.
I also like whenever she said, do not dare threaten me or what's mine ever again, and that includes him. And he like smacked Ed in the arm and was like, that's my girl.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
I
okay.
love that part.
And I also loved it because at first, like, whenever he would say, that's my girl, she was like, I'm not your girl, I'm your boss. But like he said it that time and she did not correct him.
Yeah.
Ah,
I also love the way she fired him because he said, Reese, what the hell are you doing? And she said, firing you straight to his
yes.
face.
God,
Uh,
that makes me so hot. Ah, I just like literally, I don't know how she's gonna top this. But
when
like she came
everybody's like, oh, they'll eat your live in the press, blah, blah. She's like, I'll handle it. Like, don't worry about it.
yeah,
I got it.
just like I did this time. And the press didn't eat her alive. Well, they did a little bit, but like she then ended up like putting out their side of the story first.
Well,
I
and the
also like
team was backing her up in all their
the
interviews
team
with
backed her
people.
in like all media things afterwards. And then the don't tell me what to do. Do you want to take the ending away with the don't tell me what to do
Oh
for the
my gosh.
last time?
Okay. I devoured the ending. I feel like it was perfect. It was absolutely
It
perfect.
was so good.
So we get the don't tell me what to do a lot. Well, not a
Yeah.
lot, like just enough throughout the book
I
where
would
it's
say
like,
like just enough. I think it happens at least 5 times and
yeah,
it's
so
plenty and
it's
it's
and
so
it's in the
good.
perfect situations where it's like,
She's like, "Are you picturing me naked?" And he goes, "Yeah." And she was like, "Don't picture me naked." And he was like, "Don't tell me what to do." Like,
yeah. And we got a couple
ah.
times before that and like before they even were together.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she would
before they were together, it
yeah.
started the don't tell me what to do. Yeah.
So we get that like randomly and then what do we get? We get the ending. They
They
win the
win the
World
World
Series.
Series. It was a year later. Yeah.
So they're all like running down on the field. Everybody's all excited.
Yes.
Um, and which in the beginning I was like, no, this is stupid because they jumped into his arms and she's like, marry me. And I was like,
Yes.
oh no,
For a
like they're
split second, I
not.
was like,
Yeah.
please don't ask him. Like, I get that you're in power, but like, please
Yeah.
don't.
And
But
then
it got
he's
so much
like,
better.
yeah, he's like, what? Like, what did you say? And she's like, marry me. And then he had a ring in his pocket. So he's
I
like,
think he then said, like, why do you keep beating me to
yeah.
things?
And
Because he
then,
already planned to propose to her. And that's when I was like, okay, this is
yeah.
okay. This is okay.
Yeah, because he made a comment of like, I was gonna ask you too. So
Yeah,
like it
like,
was
stop
fine.
beating me
Because it's not
to
like
things.
he wasn't prepared and she came into it and he said
Yeah,
yes. Like, because then he ended up proposing to her.
yeah,
But because she said marry me and he's like, what? And she's like, marry me, like not a question. And I don't
yeah.
remember exactly what was said next, but it
I'm
was
finding it.
then
I'm
he
finding
he
it. I
pulls
have
up
it
the
open.
don't tell me what to do. And it was
Yeah.
like the perfect ending. And I'm like, I feel like we should.
Okay, so right here, right here, right here. Ready? Okay, so they just won. They're like, I love you, and he goes, we just did that, you just did that. And she says, marry me. Halts me in my place. What? She says again, marry me. And he goes, is that a question? And she goes, no, marry me, Emmett. And he said, don't tell me what to do.
Oh, loved it. That was like
And then
perfect.
she
Perfect.
laughs, and then he says, Reese, baby, I'm really gonna need you to stop beating me to things. Reaches in his back pocket for the ring.
Mhm.
And then he says, marry me, Reese, and no, I'm not asking either. And she said, this is the only time you get to tell me what to do.
Loved it. That was it literally like for their dynamic, the perfect ending.
Oh my God. And you just like know that they're like power couple till the end.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't all the TikTok edits of Mr. Emmett.
Oh my God. Okay.
That
Yes.
man's
I love these.
hot.
Like, I want to steal all of them because whenever they're like, Emmett, don't tell me what to do, Montgomery. Emmett, trade him, Montgomery. Emmett, nice slippers, Montgomery. Like, he has so many good, just like one line.
Yeah.
Like, just that one line,
Oh,
like,
we
he's in
skipped
charge.
over the whole she is around
Emmett, you
her ex.
know I respect
Yeah.
you,
So
Montgomery.
she's around her ex-husband who like makes her feel like crap about herself. So she goes home with Emmett that night and is like in
No,
her
they're in her
head.
office.
Oh yeah,
That's what
they're
makes it
they're in
better.
her
They're in the
office.
office.
And she's like in her head and it turns into
So
like, do
this
you
is
need to
still
remind
before their
me?
relationship is
Mhm.
public. And the ex is like, seriously, you're doing the coach?
Yeah.
Like he was being rude to her about
Yeah.
it.
And so then he basically pulls the like, do you need me to remind you who you belong to? And but
She
we
said
get
yes.
because then he's like, okay, like you know I respect you, right? And she's like, yeah. He's like, good, because I'm like, it's about to seem like I don't. And she's like, what? And he
Mm.
says, hands on the desk.
And she's literally like, what? And he goes hands on the desk. And I was like,
He interrupts her. He interrupts her to say, hands on the desk.
on the desk.
Oh, and she's like,
So good.
yes, sir.
You
Hands
know what?
on,
I'd say the
hands
same
are on
thing.
the desk. I loved that. He could have disrespected her a little bit more though, but I'll take
He,
it.
us dark romance readers to our core are like, you could have been a little more defiling, but it's fine.
But it was good for what it was.
It was good for what it was, and honestly, like, I wouldn't change anything about this
No,
book. Like, I'm literally like,
I loved it.
devoured it. I have
Yeah.
not read a book in so long that made me like literally kick my feet and like enjoy it. And
Yeah.
there's not like, yeah, there were a couple times like I don't go to Liz Tomforde to like know that I want to like laugh out loud. I go to her to
Yeah.
know that like I'm gonna be kicking my feet and like
Because
absolutely
the
falling in love
romance
again.
is so good. Like not
Her
because it's
romance is
funny.
so good. It's
Yeah.
never cheesy. It's literally just like iconic.
Well,
Like
that's a
truthfully.
difference. Like you go to somebody like to me, Lucy Score, Megan Quinn, you're gonna giggle, it's
Even
cheesy.
Elsie
It's
Silver, like,
yeah.
yes, giggle, a little cheesy.
But hers are just like good. They're just
They're
good
just
books.
good.
They're just
They're literally just so
the
fucking good.
plots are like perfect. They're not
And
dragged
the
out.
length, let's talk about like you got all of that content in this Queen. Like
This is
literally.
wild.
I she just like
This
she does it
one,
so well. She does it so
this
perfectly
one
well.
could have been this long, and I would have
Yeah.
devoured it.
Yeah, truthfully, I could eat up a little bit more, like Liz Tomford, if you want to make it a little bit longer so I can fall in love a little bit longer, sure. I'm not going to be mad at you. But I also love that it's just like to the point. Like
Yeah,
it's short, it's to the point, it's not cheesy, it's perfection.
yeah.
Perfect. Like literally fucking
And
perfection.
now we are getting another series.
The Wilder series. I just like, truthfully, at the end of Rewind It Back, whenever she put that little tidbit in about the Wilder brothers, I was like, she's setting us up.
Yeah.
She is so setting us up, and I can't
And
wait.
and we're getting it this year.
And we're getting it this year.
So, which just makes me so happy because this is over and I'm like distraught. But
I
now
know,
we're
like,
gonna
I'm
get
honestly like, I don't know what romance to pick up next because I'm gonna be disappointed.
but now we're
I'm
gonna get to follow her, which is gonna suck having to wait in between
It's gonna
releases. But
suck having
being
to
able to read,
wait.
like being able to we'll get the anticipation again,
Yes,
which makes
because
it
when
fun.
we read Windy City, we had all of them
But
except
we're
Rewind It
running
Back.
it. Mhm.
So we were able to like just devour those
Yeah.
like one after the other, binge it. I
But
loved
I
it.
do think sometimes it's kind of fun, like in books like this where the plot lines aren't so interconnected,
Yeah, because
you
you
can
don't
wait
like
longer.
need to read them
Yeah.
back to back to back. Like
So
you can know what's going on without reading them back to back
we'll have books from her to look forward to for
for the
years to
next like
come,
2 or 3 years.
at
Which
least.
you're right. Okay, you know what? That is better. That is better.
Because then once that's over, she
That's so
better
much
write
better.
another one.
Oh my God, I can't wait.